We are in year 627. You all remember that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he passed away in year 632. So if we are in 627, that means he only has 5 years left before the end of his life, before the end of the nubuwah. So we're towards the end. Last time we talked about the Battle of Badr. Yesterday we finished the Battle of Uhud, and we are still in Medina to Munawwar. Remember, I told you that his life in Medina was not very easy because the kuffar of Mecca, they always wanted to fight the Muslims. And the reason why they wanted to fight the Muslims, it is they wanted to get rid of Islam. They wanted to have Islam gone completely. So every single year, they were coming to attack him in Medina to Munawwar, and of course he had the right to defend himself. So one lesson you learn in Islam is that we are never attackers. We don't go and attack people, but Allah gives us the right to defend ourselves. If somebody comes to you and they're physically attacking you, you have the right to defend yourself. But if it is just words, they're just talking, ignore them. Do not worry about words. But if somebody comes physically to attack you, now you have the right to defend yourself. Him being in Medina, and the Meccans are coming almost every year to attack. Now this time, 627, 5 years before he passed away, we are talking about another battle, and that is known as the Battle of the Trench. Very good, Qamar. The Battle of Khandaq. When we say trench, it means to dig a big hole all along like a canal, to dig a canal. And the reason why they wanted to dig this canal, it is to protect the city of Medina. What happened? In 627, there were some Jews who were inside of Medina to Munawwar. Just to tell you how Islam is a religion that is fair, a religion that is just, a religion that is beautiful, a religion that can cooperate with all other religions. During this time, even though Islam was dominant in Medina, there were some other religions. There were Christians, there were Jews who were living in Medina. And the Prophet ﷺ, he let them live in peace. They had their churches, they had synagogues, they were practicing their religion without being bullied or anything by Islam. But as they were doing that, unfortunately, some of the Jews, they were plotting against the Prophet ﷺ. They still did not like him, even though they had peace in Medina. So they plotted to murder the Prophet ﷺ. So when this news came to him, the Prophet ﷺ, he had no choice but to exclude or to exile those people who were plotting against him. So what did they do? They went to Mecca. They went to talk to Abu Sufyan. Remember, he's still the enemy of Islam. They talked to the leaders of Mecca, these Jews and the Meccans, the idol worshippers. They said, now we are going to attack Muhammad ﷺ again. We are going to attack the Muslims in Medina. So they prepared a very huge army. They went all over, bringing people together, the Arabs, the Bedouins, those who did not believe in Islam, until they had an army of 10,000 people. Now, you know, Islam at the time, they could not contain such an army. If they were going to fight them, they will destroy all Medina. So the Prophet ﷺ, he did what we call mashura. Mashura in Islam is something we always have to do. Even if you are the leader, even if you are the boss, what you do, before you make any decision, you talk to your people, you ask for advice. This is counsel, mashura. So when he did mashura, there was a man who was distinctive, Salman bin Faris. He came out and he gave a suggestion. This suggestion was, he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what we have to do, it is to dig a trench around Medina, a big, big canal, very big, very deep, and also very large, so that when this army arrives, they cannot go inside. We will protect Medina. You know, it's easy. Now, this is your city, and you dig this canal around it, and the army of the enemies, when they come, they cannot jump. If they jump, they will stuck inside. They will be stuck inside, and you guys can throw arrows at them. But it is so large, a horse cannot jump the hole, so they were stuck over there. This battle, or this face-to-face, lasted about a month. During this whole time, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his army, his soldiers, and the people of Medina, the Muslims, they stayed in Medina. They stayed in Medina. But times were becoming difficult. Because imagine if you stay in Medina, they could not go out to buy merchandise, they could not go out to buy food. So food was becoming scarce. It was becoming very difficult. So the Prophet ﷺ, he made dua to Allah Azza wa Jalla, so that Allah would send a punishment, would help him with this huge army of Abu Sufyan and the others, all the Meccans, all the Bedouins, all the Arabs who came in a big army, 10,000 people, in order to destroy Medina to Munawwar and destroy the Muslims. He made dua, alayhi salatu wasalam, and when he made this dua, Allah Azza wa Jalla sent a storm, a sandstorm. You know a sandstorm, right? And this storm came, and it was a time when it was very cold. It was a very cold time. This storm was coming and was destroying the tents. They were not able to even burn any fire at night. The Meccans, the Arabs, they were not able to even heat their food or do anything. So they were staying in the desert. This was becoming very, very difficult for them. Again, it was the idea of one Sahabi, after the Prophet ﷺ did mashura, counseling with them, he advised him, let us dig this trench around the city of Medina, and he agreed with this idea from Salman al-Farisi. Salman al-Farisi, Salman the Persian. Why it is important to mention this name, Salman al-Farisi? Because the Prophet ﷺ, he had Sahaba, companions from different nationalities, from different areas, different people. He is not one who said, we are Arabs from Mecca, we are Arabs from Medina, we will only deal with the Arabs. You had Bilal ibn Rabah, who was a black slave from Ethiopia. You have Salman al-Farisi, who was from Persia. You had other companions, Ar-Rumi, those who came from Rome, Arabs, non-Arabs. They were all together, and they all were companions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So when he made this dua, the sandstorm came and destroyed the army. Abu Sufyan, seeing that they are losing a lot, they are starving, they cannot have fire, they cannot eat, they cannot drink. Finally, he told the people, there is no point in staying here anymore. Let us pack our stuff and go back to Mecca. So this is how this little battle, known as the Battle of Khandaq, ended. And it was the victory of the Muslims and the defeat of those who did not believe. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will continue with other parts of the story of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is time to say.